Oh boy, here we go. All right. So I'm gonna start over because I realized that I was muted for the entire time. Things happen. Um, and this is, has something to do with mindset as well, because my initial thought about doing this, I was nervous. I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to mess up. So it took me a while to say, okay, let me get this done. I've had this in my head from weeks now, but I kept putting it off because I didn't want to mess up. And here I am messing up. But even though I'm messing up, or let me not even say messing up, even though things didn't turn out the way I expected it to turn out, you know, life goes on, and we just learn lessons from the mistakes that we make. And hence, I'm here today, and I'm here for Mind Matters to just change our mindsets about even these things, because we are so hard on ourselves when it comes on to um, being perfect. And that's one of the things I have to change about me as well, about my mindset. I try to be perfect, but I know I'm not perfect, and because I know I'm not perfect, I shy away from doing things. So the reason I decided to start this Mind Matters is because I had the privilege recently to partner with an amazing organization. And being a part of this organization, it helped me to realize that mindset plays an important role in our success. And it also helped me to realize that I had a lot to change about my mindset as well. So I decided, if I have these issues, if I have these challenges, then other persons may have it. So why not take everyone on a journey with me, and not just change my mindset, but help other persons to change their mindsets as well, so we can all have a mindset for success. The Bible talks about the Bible says, a man, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And we all know that we don't think with our hearts, so we think with our minds. But when we talk about thinking with our hearts, it's talking about what we're passionate about. So if we're passionate about um, whatever we're passionate about, that is who we are. So if we are negative, if we're passionate about being negative, and we're constantly thinking these things, then that is who we are. So for the next 10 minutes, just come with me as we talk about the importance of mindset. All right, so just let me know where you're logging on from. Like, share, comment. um, I'm going to be trying to switch back and forth with the screens, but as I said, this is my first time, so bear with me if I don't answer you right away. All right. So research has been done over and over again that proves that mindset plays an important role in how our lives turn out. The research that pops into my head is one that was done with patients who had done a surgery, and all the patients were given pain medication, morphine, and all of them were given the same dosage of morphine. However, one set was given morphine via IV, and they didn't know that they got the medication, and another set was given the medication by the doctor walking up to the bedside and giving the patient the medication. Do you believe that even though all the patients got the same medication, the same dosage, that the ones who did not know that they got the medication felt significantly more pain than the persons who saw the doctor put that medication in their arm or in their IV? So your mind plays an important role in how you perceive things. It plays an important role in your health. It plays an important role in your success, your fitness, your mood, your wealth, and your overall, your general way of life. So if you think positive, then life is going to be positive, because you're going to attract positivity. And if you think negative, then you're going to attract negativity. About 2 weeks ago, one of my friends, maybe a little longer than 2 weeks, maybe about 2 months ago, one of my friends said to me, Tammy, every time that we have something, your first response is negative. And I was hurt, but I had to look into myself, because this was a close friend of mine, and she wouldn't have said that to me if it wasn't something that she noticed. And so I said, let me look into myself and see whether or not this was the case. And I looked at it and I'm like, okay, that is the truth. So I have to now change something about me, because whenever something happened, my first response was negative. But I also found out the reason why that my mindset for, or my initial response was negative, because for me it was like, okay, I'm adding something else onto my busy schedule, and I mean extremely busy. So my first reaction is to knock it down. So think about it. What are when a challenge arises, or when something comes up where it's new to you, what is your first thought? Is it something negative? Do you think, okay, I can't do this, I'm gonna quit? Do I can't, I'm not good enough, maybe somebody else will do it better? Or you have a fear of failing, maybe you just make excuses like I usually do. Do you stay and fight, or do you feel that sense to just run away? All right. If your initial go-to thought is negative, then there's a mindset change that needs to happen. So if your flight is more than your fight, then the mindset change needs to happen. Yes, there are times when you're going to need to walk away from things, and you're going to need to stop doing things. But if that is your initial, all the time, that is where you go to. That is called your default mode of thinking. And your default mode of thinking is something that comes up. It's taught. So based on your childhood, or you may even taught yourself these way of thinking. As I said, you may think, just make excuses just so you don't have to do something, so you don't have to go through the trial, or that you don't have to go through the challenges. But challenges are what we need in order to grow. If there aren't any challenges, you're going to become stagnant, and stagnant is never good. So either you're stagnant, you're dying, or you're growing. So if you have challenges, you have to have that mindset that gives you the push to get through those challenges. So if your default mode, as I said, is negative, then that is something that you're going to have to change. For me, growing up, I was constantly compared to my younger sister, love her to death, and my cousin. So I always felt as though, okay, whatever you're doing is never good enough. And that is something I grew up with. And I became a perfectionist. And that kind of hindered me from doing things, because if I don't believe that it's going to turn out exactly how I want it to turn out, I'm not going to do it. So I procrastinate a lot when it comes on to ideas and doing new things, because I don't want to fail. I don't want to mess up, because this is something that was taught. So it was taught during childhood, not necessarily that they taught you to do it, but based on your experiences. And so I taught myself these things, and based on my experience, this was my default mode of thinking. So, nothing is wrong with default mode, because there are certain things that you do that you shouldn't have to think about. If you're going to eat, you shouldn't have to decide whether I'm going to use my right hand or my left hand, because there's an autopilot for our minds, for our brains. So those things should come naturally. But as I said, if it's negative, then something needs to change. The good news is that the mindset can change. Now, a lot of persons try to change their mindsets overnight, and you listen to a whole lot of things and just back to back to back, and you expect for your mind to just change overnight. Mindset is not an event. Mindset change is not an event. Mindset change is a process. So over the next few weeks, I want you to come on this journey with me as we go through tips and principles on how to create that positive mindset that will lead us to success. Whatever success means to you. Success for me may be something different than it means to you, but whatever success is for you, we have to have that positive mindset, that mindset of adapting to change, of being positive, of affirming ourselves that we are capable, able, and we get that push. We push ourselves to do what it is that we are now feeling as though we cannot do. So let me know in the comment, what is your default mode of thinking? What is your go-to when you go through a challenge, when you go through something? What is it that first instinct that comes to you? Is it positive? Is it negative? Do you second guess yourself? Let me know what it is. And we will work through it together, because as I said, this is a journey for me, and I just want you all to come along with me for it. So for this week, what I want you to do, because as I said, it's a process, so we have to do something. Faith without works is dead. All right, so this week, what I want for you to do is speak words of affirmation to yourself. I am good enough. I can get this done. And then all of these things, those may not be the only thing. Whatever it is that your default is, you find the opposite for that. And that is now going to be your words of affirmation for the week. Find a time each day to do that, whether it's once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, depending on how much you think you need to change. All right, so speak those words to yourself, write them down, stick them up places where you can see them. All right, make this a part of your daily lives. Say it, repeat it, but most importantly, believe it. All right, the Bible tells us that even when we pray, we're supposed to believe that we have already received what we've prayed for, and it will be ours. So we have to believe in order for this to change, in order for our mindset to change. So if you're saying I'm not good, I'm good enough, but you're not believing it, that doesn't make a difference. All right, so you have to believe what it is that you're telling yourself. I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm going to start my business, I'm going to get through this, I'm going to work on this relationship, my relationship is going to be the best, I'm going to find this husband. But then ensure that that doubt is not there. You're believing what it is that you say to yourselves daily. And once you do that, you start to see that mindset change. You'll see things in your life changing. All right, so do that this week. And next week, when we come back, let me know how things went for you. Let me know, as I said, let me know what it is that your default mode is. I'll check the comments once I'm done. So thank you so much for logging on. See you during our next episode, where we'll discuss matters of the mind, because the mind matters. Our next topic is going to be mind myths, or myths that we all have about the mind. So our next episode will talk about that. So enjoy your week, and may God continue to bless each and every one of you and your families. And remember to like, share, comment, and let me know what your default mode of thinking is. Remember, change your mindset, change your lives. What's on your mind?